Hello everyone, welcome. Thanks so much for being here today. Today we're going to be talking about the inevitable regret and sorrow that is coming the way of the Sussexes from many avenues. They are going to have the worst future when it comes to their personal lives, around their family life that they think they are creating in this picturesque model that is a lie. Everything that you see, that they see, or that they're trying to create is a lie. That they're in a position now where it's too late. It's too late to continue trying to continue this lie. That's just the reality. And so they have to make a move. And the move that is required is too difficult for them to do. We're going to talk about why they need to do it. They need to swallow the pill and do what they need to do, but they won't. And that's the hard part. And we're going to talk about the inevitable that is coming their way. Literally, it's coming their way. We're going to talk about it. Let's get into it. All right, so let's get into what's happening. So Thomas Markle Sr. Faces inevitable warning from estranged father. I'm sorry, what am I talking about? Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle faces inevitable warning from estranged father as Prince Harry is crowned hypocrite for new step against King Charles. So if we set aside all of the rumors and the many what ifs doing the rounds around Harry and Meghan right now, their new life in California, we would find a happy family. Okay, that's what they want us to see. That they're doing completely well by themselves. They don't need anybody. Life is grand. It's all good. Well, even if it comes at the cost of alienating the royal family, but apparently we need to take off our rose-tinted glasses as Thomas Markle has a warning for Meghan, Harry, and their children. And Thomas Markle is completely right in putting this warning out there, because time right now is the enemy for Harry and Meghan. And so as I sit here and do these videos, we are documenting something that is going to be the history-telling moment that Harry and Meghan just let the time go by. And I'm sitting here documenting this, because when they look back on this, the regret, the sorrow will be there for them. And I think that's what is so fascinating about myself and others who speak about Harry and Meghan. We are documenting in real time. There is a fire. Fire, woman. Get out the house. Go do something. And she does nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's what's so just fascinating to me. That you just want to stay in the burning house when you are being warned to move, leave, and you don't do it. What happens when you don't leave, when you stay there? So Thomas compared himself to the British monarch, saying that they are both battling respective health woes while being estranged from their children. I would love to speak to him, because I am sure he has many unanswered questions, as I do. Neither of us deserves the treatment we've received. We know that Charles was diagnosed with cancer in February, and he is going through cancer treatment, and I am not in the best of health. I have so many questions I'd like to ask Meghan and Harry. The main one being, why have they treated not only me, but the royal family and the king so badly? Thomas has begged his daughter to let him see Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. I never have been one for birthdays, but I know the one person I most want to hear from is Meghan. Meghan won't won't be in touch. I would love to meet my grandchildren, but I would be happy with a photograph at this stage. He goes on to say they have two grandpas who want to see them, one of whom is the King of England. I never in 80 years thought I'd be in the same boat as the king. He also spoke about asking why didn't Harry ever come to fly to see me? I mean, he has the resources to do this, and I think these are legitimate concerns. And people that give Thomas Markle a hard time, put yourself in this position. If you had done all these things for your daughter and she treated you like this. And I'm doing a video on the paparazzi photo to debunk all the lies that are out there about Thomas Markle selling out his daughter to take pap pictures. That's not true. So please watch that video. I'm going to do a deep dive on that, but explaining why he did those pictures and how Meghan actually set him up to take those pictures, and how it was just a way for her to have an excuse to tell people why she disowned her father, because it was set up from the very beginning to disown Thomas Markle. She never wanted him a part of this picture in the very beginning. This is why Harry never went to meet him. But just getting back to this story and the fact that time is going by and these children don't have not one grandparent in their lives. There is something wrong when you have disowned both grandparents. Just maybe Harry and Meghan are the problem. And in the end, it's going to be the children who are going to ask these questions about why we don't know our grandfathers. Why don't we have any pictures with our grandfather? It is so egregious for anyone to think that you can treat someone like this, but then still be looked at as a humanitarian. Why would people think that they're going to get support and help from Harry and Meghan when they can't even do right by their own parents? They can't do right by the people who are the ones that took care of them, the ones that gave them the status that they're in now, the ones that have helped them. Why do you think people would want to relate to Harry and Meghan as these saviors that want to support and help people when you can't even do good by your own children? How are your children benefiting from not seeing their grandpa? How are you benefiting anybody that is in a meaningful way except for you to gain money, to get your riches, and to look like you're doing good things when you're not? Because it starts at home. If you can't do good at home, what makes you think that you can do good by strangers on the street? Stranger on the street! What makes you think you can do good by those people? You can't. So, Meghan needs to do right by her father, Thomas. He is going to be 80 years old. He is begging and pleading in the media to at least get a photograph. I mean, that's all he's saying that he wants at this stage, because he knows it's very unlikely that she's going to ever hear from him again. And shame on Meghan. Shame on her. Because you cannot treat people like this and not show forgiveness. If he has done something to you, why can't you forgive the man for these pictures? You know why she can't forgive him for the pictures? Because it was never about the pictures. It was about Thomas wanting Meghan to disown his own children. But she couldn't tell the public that. She had to tell him something like, oh, he took pictures, so I don't talk to him because he sold me out for pictures. No, she wanted her father to disown his own children, Thomas and Samantha. This is why Meghan does not speak to her father anymore. And we know what the story is with the king. I mean, the whole racism role, give us an apology. There's just so much pettiness with Harry and Meghan. I mean, they've only got one grandparent. That's Doria. Really? I mean, so Meghan is just plotting and planning the whole time. Doria is going to be the only one that's going to be in her life, that's going to be the one that is going to be the family. You just have to look at how she's treating her father, how she's treating the royal family and the king. And then there were these stories about the king is thinking about coming to see Meghan and Harry. Like, really? That's a lie. That is a lie. There is no way the king is going to waste his resources, his time, to go see these wackadoos over in Montecito. They better go kick some rocks. The king don't have time for that. So it's so unbelievably cruel to think that Harry and Meghan want to be looked at as these saviors, these humanitarians to do good in the world, when you can't even do right by your own fathers. And they're older, later in life. You can't do right by them when they're pleading, we want to see the children. This is so stupid at this point that they are literally shooting themselves in the foot with this nonsense, because at the end of the day, these kids are going to grow up. It's not going to matter that they did not see their grandpa to them at this point in life, but it is going to matter later in life that they didn't see their grandpa, both of their grandfathers. Swallow the pride, swallow the difficult pill, and do the right thing. This is why a lot of people are talking about it, because it's so much out there that you just can't believe you're watching it. You're just like, I can't believe it. Oh, that's just so horrible. Why is she doing this to her father? Why is Harry treating his family this way? I mean, it's just at a point now where Harry and Meghan just need to just understand they have lost the battle. As soon as they realize they have lost the battle, the sooner they can just pick up and say, okay, you can see the kids now. I know we lost. We can't paint that beautiful picture. You're not going to be able to paint that picture you're trying to paint. You just need to just go ahead and give up now, because you just look like idiots trying to hold out for something that you think is going to make you look like you're saviors of the world, to make you look like you're so purty. You have such a purty, perfect family. That's not coming. All we're seeing is a bunch of two idiots trying to hold out to punish their grandfathers for what? To punish your own children is what you're doing. And then it makes people wonder, well, okay, well, what's going on with the kids? I mean, really? So I'm glad Thomas came out. I'm glad he said something. He is in the same boat as the king. I mean, who would have thought that, you know, you'd someday be in the same boat as the king? I know that is really unbelievable, but that's the fact. And I think the king possibly should try to, maybe consider reaching out to Thomas Markle Sr. and sympathize with this man that, they are in the same boat, and perhaps maybe coming together for an intervention might be a good way to override all of these things. I don't know, like have an intervention and say, okay, you know how, when people, we want you to stop taking drugs. Well, we want Harry and Meghan to stop disowning your grandparents. I mean, stop disowning your parents. Like, have an intervention. Have everybody come around, have them show up. Okay, we want to talk to you about not speaking to your fathers. And like really bring an intervention to the table, because you know what? The house is burning down. The house is burning down, and Harry and Meghan need to just go ahead and swallow their pride and save themselves from this fire, this impending fire that is burning down the house. Just really try to just save yourself and your children from the impending doom that you're facing by this stubbornness that you have. Just get over yourselves.